Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah,
Can
good
hear you
morning.
clearly.
If you can hear me clearly, please type yes in the chat box. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's international webinar organized by BIMRAD. We are pleased to see participants joining from different parts of the world. We will begin shortly. Kindly ensure your microphone is muted unless you are speaking. If you are facing any technical issue, please reconnect or inform us through the chat box. Our team will assist you. Thank you for your cooperation. I will start very soon. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Director General BIMRAD, distinguished speakers and participants from home and abroad, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to this international webinar on Earth Day 2026. I am Tuli Akhtar, serving as a research officer at the Bangladesh Institute of Maritime Research and Development, BIMRAD, and I have the privilege of acting the Master of Ceremony for today's international webinar on Earth Day 2026. It is truly an honor for me to be a part of this important platform where distinguished experts and participants from different parts of the world have come together to share knowledge and insight on protecting ocean health for a sustainable maritime future. Thank you, everyone. Again, let us now proceed with the program. Today's theme, Protecting Ocean Health for a Sustainable Maritime Future, is highly relevant in the current global context. Oceans play a critical role in climate regulation, biodiversity, and sustaining livelihoods. However, increasing threats such as pollution, climate change, and overexploitation demand urgent attention and collective actions. Dear participants, to formally commence today's program, I would like to invite Afifat Khanum Ritika, Research Fellow, BIMRAD, to deliver the welcome address. Ma'am, this floor is yours.
Thank you, Research Officer Tuli Akhtar. So, respected Director General BIMRAD, distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, dear participants, and my dear colleagues. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. It's my great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to this international webinar on Earth Day 2026. Our today's seminar theme is Protecting Ocean Health for a Sustainable Maritime Future. If we look forward to this year's global theme, we can clearly observe that the theme is based on our power, our planet, which clearly emphasizes that the future of our planet depends on the choice and actions we take today. In line with this vision, we have chosen to focus on the oceans, one of the most vital components of the Earth. If we observe closely, ocean health is no longer shaped by natural processes alone. Rather, it is increasingly influenced by human activities, human decisions, how we actually use our resources, how we design our plans and policies, and how we apply our scientific knowledge. Therefore, protecting ocean is not just an environmental issue. Instead, it becomes a logical, necessary step toward ensuring coastal and climate stability, preserving biodiversity, and securing sustainable livelihoods. In other words, If we protect our oceans, we can protect our Earth. This theme therefore reinforces a very clear message. Our collective power, when we guided by our knowledge, responsibilities, and collaboration, can make a real difference in safeguarding our ocean health and building a resilient Bangladesh. So today's webinar in this context bring together distinguished experts who will share their valuable insights, exchange their ideas, and explore practical ways forward. So I sincerely encourage all of you to actively engage, reflect, and contribute to making this discussion meaningful. Thank you once again. I wish you all a productive and enriching session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the welcome address. Dear participants, before we move into the speaker session, allow me to briefly introduce our distinguished speakers who will be sharing their insights today. We are honored to have Dr. K.M. Ajam Choudhury, Associate Professor, Department of Oceanography, University of Dhaka. We have also Dr. Velumani Thangabal, Project Scientist at BOBP, IGO, India. Joining us from Pakistan, Dr. Elina Khan, Research Fellow at the National Institute of Maritime Affairs, NIMA. We are pleased to welcome Mr. Mohammad Naim Hussain, Lecturer, Department of Marine Fisheries and Aquaculture, Bangladesh Maritime University. We also have Mr. Sheikh Fahim Faisal Shourov, Lecturer, Department of Oceanography and Hydrography, Bangladesh Maritime University. Finally, we have Mr. Srijan Pal, Lecturer, Department of General Education, Southern University, Chittagong. We are truly privileged to have such a diverse and distinguished panel of speakers with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, our session today will be moderated by Afifat Khanum Ritika, Research Fellow BIMRAD, with over 8 years of professional experience in marine fisheries, climate change, coastal livelihoods, and environmental sustainability. She previously worked with Ecofish Initiative by Worldfish. She has completed her graduation and post-graduation in fisheries from Bangladesh Agriculture University, where he was awarded with the prestigious President Gold Medal for Academic Excellence. Currently, she is pursuing her PhD under the BIMSTEC program at BOBP IGO India, focusing on IUU fishing, and is also a recipient of Australian Fellowship Award 2026. With her strong research background and international exposure, we are honored to have her as the moderator of today's session. With this brief introduction, I would like to respectfully hand over the session to our moderator, Madam.
Thank you once again to Liaquatar, our research officer. So again, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. So I'm Afifat Khanum Ridika, Research Fellow at Bangladesh Institute of Maritime Research and Development, and I'll be moderating this speaker session today. So we have a distinguished lineup of speakers, and each speaker will be given 8 minutes for their presentation. I kindly request all speakers to adhere to the allocated time to ensure a smooth and effective session. So to begin, it's my pleasure to invite Dr. K.M. Azam Choudhury, Associate Professor, Department of Oceanography, University of Dhaka. Dr. K.M. Azam Choudhury is an oceanographer and faculty member in the Department of Oceanography at the University of Dhaka. He obtained his PhD in Physical Oceanography and Climate from Ocean University of China in 2021, following degrees in Oceanography and Mathematics from the University of Dhaka. His research focuses on coastal and ocean processes, marine spatial planning, and pollution dynamics in the Bay of Bengal. With supervision of numerous research works on hydrodynamics, microplastics, and blue economy related issues. His presentation is titled From Source to Sink: Ocean Circulation, Pollution Dispersion, and Sustainable Ocean. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, moderator. Just give me a little time to share my slides. So, can you see my slide?
Yes, sir, you are visible, sir.
Respected Director General of BIMRAD, distinguished speakers from home and abroad, dear audience, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to you all. I'm Dr. K.M. Ajam Chaudhary, Director of International Center for Ocean Governance from University of Dhaka. Today I will be speaking on From Source to Sink: Ocean Circulation, Pollution Dispersion, and Sustainable Ocean. In the next few minutes, I will connect how the ocean works, how we are impacting it, and what we can do to secure a sustainable maritime future. So, in this presentation, I will begin with why the ocean is so critical to Earth. Sorry, there is some disturbance. And then move into how ocean pollution enters and travel through the ocean, where it ends up, and finally what solution we need, especially in the context of sustainability and global cooperation. So at first, you can see I will tell how Earth and ocean are connected. So Earth is unique in our solar system because it has abundant liquid water, and obviously the air is habitable for supporting life, and the ocean plays a central role in stabilizing our climate system. While planets like Mars, Venus have extreme temperature, and Earth remains habitable largely because of its large ocean. If you see, the ocean covers like 97% of Earth water about, and it absorbs nearly 90% of excess heat from global warming. So see how ocean plays key role in balancing Earth system. So here you can see the contribution of ocean contribution is not just large, it is a vital. It provides more than half of the oxygen we breathe, and supports immensely on biodiversity, sustain billions of people through food and livelihood, and economically the ocean contributes trillions of dollars annually. It truly support it can be the life support system of our planet. So if you see the Earth heat budget and connection with the solar system, the ocean also acts as the Earth heat engine. It absorbs, stores, and redistributes heat through the complex process and helping regulate the global temperature. Without this system, climate condition would be far more extreme. And if you see the thermohaline conveyor belt, that is how ocean circulation, this circulation contains the surface current and also the deep current. So if you see this circulation system of the global ocean, how it's connected to each other, and how this circulation distribute the tropical heat to the polar region, and how it distribute to the vertical in deep sea. And if you see the impact of this thermohaline circulation is huge. For example, without this thermohaline conveyor belt, Europe could be like 5 degree colder, and this 5 degree is very important for heating the people in the Europe, especially in the London. The Gulf Stream current is very important for the balancing the temperature in London. And obviously this conveyor belt support global fisheries and nutrients cycling and upwelling system. And again, if you see the atmosphere and sea interaction, this is very important. So whenever there is a solar system, it produces some heat, and it produces pressure system, and obviously the wind system. And this wind drive current and wave of the ocean, and this exchange is very important for the earth system and the ocean system. And if you see the different phenomena of the ocean, for example, cyclogenesis, temperature, marine heat waves, this is very important for oceanic system and also for the earth. If you see in the Bay of Bengal temperature, it is about 29 to 31 degree centigrade during pre and post monsoon, and that time we see more than 80% of the tropical cyclone form in the Bay of Bengal. And about the climate change and the climate variability mode, this is very important. And all of the ocean, they are connected due to the extreme climate. And this is one signature, like when there is a warm temperature pole and there are some cold temperature pole, and sometimes this polar dipole condition become so extreme. For example, during El Nino, La Nina years, and there are some other connection with the other ocean, like in Indian Ocean, this is a positive Indian Ocean dipole and negative dipole mode, and in the Atlantic decadal oscillation, Madden Julian oscillation, Pacific decadal oscillation, all are the oscillation and modes is very important that drive the ocean and also the climate and earth system. If you go for the sources of the pollution, so this is not only depends on even land. Obviously land-based source is more than 80%, and it has a huge impact. Riverine transport and accumulation, bioaccumulation with the organism is very highly important. Same time, agricultural runoff and coastal impact. Again, there is atmospheric transportation of pollutant via air mass through the industrial pollution, fossil fuel and biomass burning, all are there. And from the sea-based pollution directly from ship, oil and gas, fishing activities and marine dumping, all are connected. So whenever you have some pollution, ultimate destination is the ocean. And if I connect with the circulation with pollution dispersion, is very important. For example, if you see Great Pacific garbage patch, where there is a huge pollution accumulates each year, so all of the ocean gyres and circulation are connected, and current transport microplastic even from across the basin, and vertical distribution, upwelling and other contaminants is also important. So ocean circulation and pollution dispersion is really connected. Again, atmosphere and sea connection with the biogeochemical exchange is very important, along with the heat transport. For example, you see that more than 25% of anthropogenic carbon dioxide absorbed by the ocean. And there are some pumping system, exchange system. For example, the biological pump, that is phytoplankton that convert huge pariman carbon dioxide, and this carbon sink into the ocean. And with this way, they balance the carbon dioxide of the earth to the ocean, deep ocean. And again, there is a physical way where directly inorganic carbon they sink into the ocean. So ocean is something like a has own buffer system and is a huge reservoir of atmospheric carbon capture and stores, and obviously vast chlorophyll and productivity to provide this is very important, and this chlorophyll community to provide oxygen to earth lives. And if you see the sink, so sink is started from like deep sea sediment, where you can find even some plastics and any sorts of pollution, and also it's accumulate in coastal zone and estuaries. Again, for the biological sink is the ingestion of marine organism, carbon sink, that is like 25 to 30% of the carbon dioxide annually absorbed in the ocean. So you see how ocean plays as a carbon sink and stabilize the earth. And if you go through the Bay of Bengal and Bangladesh, is obviously a source and sink connection. And we say that Bangladesh is the 8th largest polluter country. So if you see the land is polluting, then so ocean is also polluting. According to IPCC, it said that like 70 million people live in low elevation coastal zone, and like 17% land at risk from 1 meter sea level rise. So you see how vulnerable the area, and Bangladesh is a low-lying country, so we are obviously vulnerable. And our major river system, that is the Ganges, Brahmaputra, and Meghna river system, they transport annually like 1 to 3 trillion tons of plastic annually to the ocean. So you see how risk we have and what to do. So this is the era of like machine learning, big data handling, satellite remote sensing, modeling, Lagrangian tracking, and autonomous platform is there. So these all are the techniques need to be applied to study, to monitoring and modeling the pollution through the ocean. And obviously there is a policy that is called the sustainable ocean management. UN recently they are saying that science and policy interface is very important, and data driven policy. So obviously we have to connect this information to the policy level, and then there will be a sustainable economic opportunity, equity and justice to the people, and that will preserve the ocean health. And in this case we need to have a certain financial mechanism, and obviously awareness and ocean literacy is important, and scientific integration, that's the integration of society, nature and the physical science. And obviously we need to coordinate with the global community, because pollution cannot be stopped in a one boundary of a country, is connected with the globe. So that's why the pathway forward is the closing the source to sink loop, is all related to the reduced pollution at source, through the waste management and policy. And there should be strengthening the monitoring and data sharing policy. Obviously we have to effectively comply the marine protected area, and there is connection, investment, regional and global investment is important for in global South Ocean science and observation. BBNJ biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction agreement need to be implemented, and that will make the transition for a sustainable blue economy. So we can say something is that the ocean is our climate guardian. We shared responsibility. We live on a blue planet, and obviously ocean is a blue engine. So it absorbs, it has a buffer system, and it balances our earth. And that's why we need to understand the earth, and we must understand the ocean to protect our future, and we must be ocean literate. And thank you all for your patience hearing. Thank you all. So if you have any question, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chaudhary, for your insightful presentation. And there is a session where we'll go for a question answer session. So I think we should continue the presentation. So after that, we will go for the question answer session together. So now I would like to invite Dr. Velumani Thangavel, project scientist, Bay of Bengal Intergovernmental Organization, India. Dr. Velumani is a fisheries social science scholar whose work sits at the intersection of science, policy, and coastal livelihoods. He currently serves as a project scientist at the Bay of Bengal Program Intergovernmental Organization, in short BOBP-IZO, where he contributes to advancing sustainable and inclusive fisheries management across the region. He received both his master's and PhD from India's premier fisheries institution, the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Centre Institute of Fisheries Education, in short, ICAR-SAIF, which is in Mumbai, where he developed a strong foundation in socio-economic research and fisheries governance. Following his doctoral studies, he worked as a senior researcher at the Shin Foundation, engaging closely with the coastal communities and contributing to the programs focused on livelihood diversification and resilience. Dr. Velluman's professional journey reflects a blend of academic rigor and field-based insight. He has traveled extensively, engaging in national and international conferences, and has contributed to global academic exchange as a visiting faculty member at Michigan State University, USA. His work has been recognized with the Best Paper Award under the Socioeconomic and Livelihoods theme at the Indian Fisheries and Aquaculture Forum. His areas of expertise include fisheries governance, socioeconomic analysis, livelihoods, climate change, and vulnerability assessment. At BOPPIGO, he plays a key role in ecosystem service valuation, advancing the ecosystem approach to fisheries, analyzing fish value chains, and developing the fisheries management inventory. Through his work, he continues to bridge knowledge and practice, supporting evidence-based decision-making for resilient fisheries and coastal communities. His presentation title is "What Truly Defines Good Fisheries Management?" Sir, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Ritika, for this wonderful introduction. Is my slides are visible?
Yes, Velu, your slides are visible.
Yeah, thank you so much. Respected DJ BIMRAD and my fellow speakers and also the participants, very good afternoon to all. So, as Ritika introduced, I'm Velumani. I'm working as a project scientist, BOPIGO in Chennai, India. I'll give a little brief about BOPIGO, Bay of Bengal Program Intergovernmental Organization. It's a regional fisheries advisory body. We closely work with the 4 Bay of Bengal countries. So that is India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. We closely work with the small scale fishing communities and also the government to kind of develop policies and improve the sustainable fisheries management. So the the program started in 1979 and it continued to grow, and now during the 2003 it became a IGO. So now we are still traveling. So today I would like to talk about, as last speaker left with this, the pollution is majorly to be controlled through the management. So I'll take you through a little how, so what should be the true fisheries management. So what are things we should take care? So I'll give a little perspective about this one. Uh, so if you look at the overall fisheries management evolved through different phases of different scenarios. So if you look at the first scenario, it is a kind of open access. The working open access, everyone has access to fish. So not only related to ocean, even if you look at the inland water bodies also, the major water bodies, other than who own the land, they build upon aquaculture or some other system. Otherwise, whatever the resources are open to everyone. So very good philosophical scholar. One of my most favorite is Garrett Hardin. He developed a concept called the tragedy of commons. So he defines it is a situation in which individuals overuse shared resource, acting self-interest and leading to its depletion. So Even the basic common sense works here. So when the resource is given to open everyone, so each one of us, what we do, we want to maximize our own profit. We want to take it our own maximum limit. It doesn't matter whether the resources are sustainable or any other person want to take it from some kind of advantage. So that is our individual perception. So that's how the open access fishery started. Ocean being open to everyone, or the resource being everyone. Everyone want to be own or take more advantage of that resource. Then there is a developmental space. The second part of the management happened. You might have very well heard about this Eleanor Ostrom. She won a Nobel Prize in economics. So she devised a concept called, so if it is the resource is owned by community, it is a well managed resource. So she come out saying that she has done a lot of studies. She come out saying that communities can sustainably manage a shared resource through collective rules and cooperation. So she even devised as a principle rule to manage the common pool resource. She says once the community won, then there will be a collectivization, there will be a decision taking, there will be a participatory management. So it will help to manage the resource very well. It may not kind of pollute, whereas it's being a common resource, as the Garrett audience said. Then we come to the third stage, what we live now, it is a governed resource. So the whatever resource now, it's been all given to particular government. If if I take example of India, in the ocean, the first 12 nautical mile from the shore to sea inward, the 12 nautical given to the provincial state government. The provincial state government have a ownership of managing those resources. Beyond the 12 nautical mile to 200 nautical mile, our exclusive economic zone, it owned by the central government or union government. The federal government have a structured process to control the resource. Similarly, since India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, we share the similar ecological perspectives, the nature, the resource, everything similar. So the resource governed also similar, where the Bangladesh we have a Ministry of uh, Ministry of Fisheries, Livestock, again Department Fisheries who run the manage the resource, everything. So when we slowly progress, the scientific management governed by the department or the Ministry of Fisheries is solely government. So they have done a lot of studies. So kind of BFRI and India also a lot of research institute. They have done a lot of study and come out with, okay, see, this is the resource we have. We need to have a sustainable for looking at another 100 years. We need to have some kind of regulation. So they have come out with two kind of regulation largely in a global scale. One is the input control, another is the output control. The input control basically restricting how many fishers has to go on fish, how many license has to given, how many gear they should carry. So these are the input control. So when they do fishing, so this only you need to carry and do fishing. So there are output controls. It regulate how much quantity to be caught in the boat. So there are ideas like total allowable catch and quotas. So there are regulation also. You should catch the fish only this much size. You should not catch juvenile. You should not catch the underdeveloped fish. So these are the overall development. We are in the scientific era of management. So in the perspective, BOBP has partnered with Rome, and we have done a small work on how fisheries management is being done in these four countries. So we have kind of produced a knowledge database, a global database for the 21 fisheries. It comprises of the database comprises of fishery characteristics, management framework, management measures, monitoring and assessment, enforcement, complaints, performance. So for each country, we have taken five fisheries. For Bangladesh, we have taken Ilsa fishery and setnet bagnet fishery in central coast of Bangladesh, and also industrial trawl fishery. These three fishery we have taken. Similarly, India we have taken, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, this Maldives also we have taken. So this study specifically looking at two species level management measures, management framework, how it being implemented in the ground level. So documenting these scenarios, we have done a study, and once the database has been put together, you can see, and also through the different stakeholders in the 4 countries, we have validated this, whatever we put together database, and through different stakeholders and validated with them. So there were NGOs, fishing communities, and also fisheries official from department. They've come together and validate the database. So what is the end of the study when we cumulatively looking at the our 4 countries? So if you look at the fisheries management, the rules and regulation, the act, legislation, it all well placed in the all the 4 countries. I would say Bangladesh has a very good management system, the legislation, the amendment being made each and every year, including comprehensive, the element of development, everything. So if you look at the 4 overall countries, when we look at the monitoring and enforcement, the implementation, that lies a very big problem, because since we implement it as a one go, so department being a top-down approach hierarchically, so we have all teach to, okay, this is the regulation, go and implement. But when we look at the community level, it never kind of absorbed, because the community interest group, they have a different one scenario. So their need is there. So there are many scenarios which is divide to whatever rules and regulation we frame to adopt, they have a difficulty to adopt. So our role to only to top down on whatever implement. So the many of the studies, many of the fisheries, it come out for region. The many of the regulation, it is not 100% in the ground level. There were loopholes because the community could not able to follow because of many reasons. So that was the key results we understood in this study. Then I'll come to the two another scenarios, which how we would look at the near future fisheries management. The one is the established, many of you might have Robert Pumrai, he developed a concept called fisheries co-management. So he says the shared management of fisheries between government and resource users through collaboration and joint decision making. So the co-management, it is a very good concept where the department fisheries are over the line department who are managing the resource, and also the users who are being the community or the end receiver users, they both come together, sit together in the same table, devise a management plan for the particular fishery or governing the management of fisheries. So yes, kind of provided a overarching structure, the fisheries management should be the co-management approach, because the co-management allow to do the community to come and talk to the officials, give a equal space to speak to them, and they also portray their own kind of whatever problem they say, come out with a collective solution. That's how the idea is also. If you look at Bangladesh as a management committee in each and level, Upazila level and also district level. Similarly, India also, Sri Lanka also, there are attempts to be developed as a co-management in particular fisheries or particular the area. In India, there are cases, for example, I live in a provincial called Tamil Nadu. The government has come out and gazetted a notification called there should be a fisheries co-management committee in Upazilla, district and also state level, where the fisheries should be managed this manner. So the government provided a gazetted notification, and somehow it failed. I'll tell you the reason further. And also there are civil society organizations, they've done a co-management approach and it has been successful. One very good case studies is the in the provincial state of Kerala, there is a Astamudi fishery. That is a lagoon fishery. Because of the co-management fishery, the Astamudi got a MSc certificate. It's being exported to many developed countries now. it is getting a very good price because of the co-management which is being implemented. Similarly, there is a case in Lakshadweep. So bait fish fishery, it is the major source for the tuna fishery in the Lakshadweep. So once the bait fish fishery got reduced because of overfishing, so the civil society organization government developed a co-management approach. Now the fishery is steady because of the very good management of this bait fish fishery. So because of this using community and involving co-management as a concept, there were successful stories, but many of the cases it is not kind of lasting longer because some point of time this co-management arrangement somehow it is being disappeared because of the the involvement is not there from the department or any line department. It is there from the community. So I kind of come out with, you can tell me whether it is right or wrong. So we are in a kind of developed stage in further. So it is the fisheries is should not be a no longer a top-down approach. So that we were seeing a participatory management, co-management, and also the community governed resource. It should be a kind of more experience learning from the field, identifying the key issues from the community perspective, understanding their own need, and come out with the solution for the whatever the sustainable fisheries management. This why I have concluded because of my 2-year experience with the communities. I worked with the Dakshan Foundation closely with the communities. So community being the important segment of the fisheries management, we officers we come and go any point of time, but community being the one institute, they've been there for years or decade or you call it whatever you want. So once we will not work with the communities, their need, because they give a lot of ideas how to develop a sustainable fisheries. So if we are not sit with work with them, it is not a no longer fisheries management. We call it as a sustainable. So that is the goal I would see. It's kind of it is not a very next thing, but we should be trained our officers to do so, and also there is a lot of capacity development required. So BOBB is doing some of the project related to striving this community enabled fisheries management, participatory management throughout the years. So I would see this as a solution at the end of the day. We'll hopefully find a way. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Philomene, for that very scientific, valuable, and in-depth presentation on good fisheries management. So actually, it's a very good session and very interesting session. All speakers are doing excellent because we are learning from you. But I kindly request you all the speakers to adhere to the allocated time, which is 8 minutes, to ensure a smooth and effective session. So thank you. Our next speaker is Dr. Anila Khan, Research Fellow, National Institute of Maritime Affairs in Short Nima, Pakistan. Dr. Anila Khan holds a PhD in Environmental Science, majors climate change, and earned both her bachelor's and master's degrees in geophysics from Bahariya University, Islamabad in Pakistan, receiving silver medals in both. She is currently engaged as a research fellow with the NEMA, Pakistan. At NEMA, she contributes to research on deep sea mining, sustainable coastal and marine tourism, and green shipping. Her expertise includes feasibility assessment, environmental impact studies, and policy analysis for sustainable marine resource use. Dr. Khan has published in peer-reviewed journals and presented at national and international conferences. Her presentation title is Decarbonizing Maritime Transport, Green Shipping as a Pillar of Sustainable Marine Development. Ma'am, the floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible. Thank you.
Okay, so on this Earth Day webinar that has been organized by BIMRAD, I feel my pleasure to be a part of this webinar. So today I'm going to be speaking on the topic decarbonizing maritime transport, green shipping as a pillar of sustainable maritime development. This topic is important because it sits at the intersection of climate policy, maritime economics, and sustainable development that is particularly important for maritime countries, including Pakistan and Bangladesh. So when we talk about climate change, we know that it is as a result of anthropogenic activities that release the greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. And when we talk about the impact of climate change on oceans, then it includes ocean warming, sea level rise and coastal flooding, and increase in the frequency of extreme events. All of these impacts have an impact on marine ecosystem as well, such as coral bleaching, shifts in fish distribution, ocean acidification, not only on the marine ecosystem, but also on the maritime functions as well, such as disruptions to shipping routes that cause an increase in the insurance and operational costs as well. And it also affects the infrastructure of the ports as well, making them more vulnerable. So here's a glimpse of various recent events that have been taken place as a result of climate change in the Indian Ocean. That includes the cyclone Joy and Mocha that took place in the Bay of Bengal. Then marine heat waves that have caused extensive coral bleaching in the Indian Ocean, and the sea level rise that is basically threatening Maldives and other low-lying coastal cities around the Indian Ocean. Okay, so when we talk about the maritime transport, it contributes about 90% of the global trade. However, in the figure, we can see that it is an effective mode of transport because it releases less emissions as compared to other modes, but still the contribution of greenhouse gases by the maritime transport is about 3%. So the maritime transport not only gives out is about 3%. So it not only generates greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, but it also discharges sewage and garbage into the ocean as well. So there is so decarbonization is basically critical for sustainable maritime development. When we talk about green shipping basically means using ships and ports in a way that reduces the harm to the environment. It focuses on cutting emissions, reducing pollution, and using cleaner fuels that are and efficient technologies to protect the ocean and climate. The International Maritime Organization is a special body of United Nations that is specialized agency that is responsible for regulating international shipping regulations. It was established in 1948 and its headquarters is present in London. There are above 150 IMO conventions and regulations for shipping. So when we specifically talk about the pollution, then it is MARPOL, that is the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Shipping. It is a global agreement that aims to prevent pollution from ships. It basically sets rules to reduce pollution by both normal ships operations and accidents, helping to protect the marine ecosystem. When we talk about MARPOL, it has got 6 annex. Annex 1 deals with the prevention of pollution by oil. Annex 2, it deals with the prevention of pollution by noxious liquid substances that are present in bulk. Annex 3, prevention from harmful substances that are carried in the package form. and NX4, that is the prevention of pollution by sewage. NX5, that is the prevention of pollution by garbage, and NX6 basically deals with the prevention of air pollution from ships. So when we talk about the different MARPOLs, NXS, Pakistan has not yet verified the MARPOL NX6. So in 2020, International Maritime Organization also introduced the sulfur cap, that the sulfur used in that the quantity of sulfur in the fossil fuels that are used in the ships should be less than actually 0.5%. So IMO 2023 greenhouse gas strategy. It is basically a strategy that the emissions from the shipping industry should be net zero by 2050. It has got certain interim targets as well, such as 20% reduction by 2030 and 70% reduction by 2040. So the maritime nations are developing their national action plans that is basically for the reduction of greenhouse gases that is produced from their shippings and their ports. So there are certain measures such as EEDI, that is the Energy Efficiency Design Index. It basically measures the ship's energy efficiency when it is built, and the lower the value of EEDI, the more efficient the ship basically is. Number two, we have energy efficiency of existing ships index. It also measures the energy efficiency of the ships, but of the ships that are already in service. And then we have carbon intensity indicator. This basically tells us that how much carbon dioxide a ship produces for each unit of cargo as it carries it over a certain distance. So the shipping industry is now having CPAM, that is a mandatory plan under the MARPOL NX6 that is basically to improve the shipping energy efficiency of different ships. So when we talk about the decarbonizing pathways, then we have got certain solutions. Number one, that is the technical and retrofit solutions. That includes the hull and propeller efficiency, wind assist propulsion, exhaust gas treatment that is used to treat the different SOx, NOx gases that are being released. Then we have engine modifications. Number two is the use of alternative fuels. These include LNG, green hydrogen, ammonia, methanol, and biofuels. When we talk about digital optimization in the ports, then the ports are switching towards the smart port system and AI-based routing. Then we have port-led solutions that include the usage of renewable energy at different ports, electrification of port equipment, and shore power supply that is also referred to as the cold storage. Then we also have these green corridors. Green corridors are special shipping routes where the ships use clean energy and create a very low pollution, you can say. Countries, ports, and companies are working together on these routes to support the green shipping. The examples of some green corridors are Los Angeles Shanghai route, the Rotterdam Singapore corridor, and the Australia Japan iron ore corridor. So when we talk about collaboration, you can see in this picture, which is basically the picture on the left-hand side is depicting the different main ports that are present in Bangladesh, whereas the picture on the right is having the ports of Pakistan, which includes the Gawarda port, the Karachi port, and the Port Qasim. Basically, developing countries like Pakistan and Bangladesh can face disproportionate challenges in this transition. When we're talking about the green shipping, these include high capital cost, limited access to financing, technological constraints, and regulatory traps. Without targeted support, there is a risk that the countries are going to be left behind in the global shipping transition. Basically, no country can achieve maritime decarbonization alone. Regional cooperation is essential for sharing technology, harmonizing regulations, and capacity buildings. Joint initiatives such as green shipping corridors can significantly reduce cost and accelerate adoption. So in this regard, some of the already existing regional organization can provide a good base for cooperation between the South Asian countries, including Pakistan and Bangladesh. Groups like SARC, South Asian Association of Regional Cooperation, OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Initiative for multi-sectoral, technical, and economic cooperation can help the various countries in the South Asia to work together, share knowledge, and build capacity. The International Maritime Organization also supports countries through its various programs, such as the Green Voyage 2050. It helps with technical guidance, training, and financial support for green shipping. A good example is the Bangladesh. It has started working on its national action plan to reduce emissions from shipping. This is being done by the Department of Shipping with the support of IMO's Green Voyage 2050 program. Strengthening the above regional platforms is very important. Countries in the Indian Ocean region face similar challenges, so they should work together. So, green shipping is not about protecting the environment. It is also an economic opportunity. It can create new investments, jobs, and innovation in the maritime sector. At the same time, we must also ensure that the developing countries are not left behind. They should support in terms of finance, technology, and capacity building to make this transition. For the Indian Ocean region, cooperation is very important. Countries share the same ocean, the same risks, and the same opportunities. Working together can help reduce cost and speed up the progress. In simple terms, decarbonization should not be taken as a burden. It is a pathway towards a cleaner, stronger, and a more sustainable maritime future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Khan, for your insightful presentation, especially on the present burning issue, I must say, that is decarbonizing maritime transport and make us knowledgeable. So now I would like to invite MD Naim Hussain, lecturer, Department of Marine Fisheries and Aquaculture, Bangladesh Maritime University. MD Naim Hussain holds a Bachelor of Science in Fisheries and a Master's of Science in Fish Biology and Biotechnology from Chattogram Veterinary and Animal Science University. His academic and research interests include saline water fish breeding biology, coastal aquaculture, fish genetics, and physiology, as well as marine biology and ecology. He has contributed to several research projects as a research assistant funded by the Sustainable Coastal and Marine Fisheries Project of the Department of Fisheries, the University Grant Commissions, and the National Science and Technology. In addition, he has received specialized training in fish nutrition and hatchery management from UMT, Malaysia, and in marine biology from Niigata University, Japan. Currently, he serves as a lecturer in the Department of Marine Fisheries and Aquaculture at Bangladesh Maritime University. So his presentation title is From Genes to Grow Out, Integrated Coastal Fisheries Research for Ocean Health. Sir, the floor is yours.
Am I audible and my screen visible?
Yes, sir. You are audible and your screen is very clear.
Thank you. DG BIMRAD and distinguished guest and audience, good morning and assalamu alaikum. Myself, Mohammad Naim Hussain, lecturer, Department of Marine Fisheries and Aquaculture, Bangladesh Maritime University. Thank you for this opportunity to speak at this webinar. So today I will briefly share some of my works and how different levels of fisheries research from molecular responses to aquaculture systems connect to a single goal, maintaining ocean health while supporting sustainable maintenance development. We often discuss ocean health at a broad scale, but in reality, it is shaped by smaller, interconnected biological and ecological processes. So I'll try to connect some dots, using those layers through some of my recent work. So why this matters? Coastal systems, especially in countries like ours, like Bangladesh, are experiencing multiple pressure at the same time. We are seeing increasing temperature, changes in coastal productivity, and continuous pressure on fisheries resources. These changes are not isolated. They affect organisms, physiology, ecosystem functioning, and ultimately production system. The challenge is that we often study these components separately, but for effective management and sustainability, we need to understand how all these are linked together. So at the very most fundamental level, environmental changes first affects organisms internally. So in my work with Variocomis niloticus, which is commonly called as Nile tilapia, I had the opportunity to examine how elevated temperature influence gene expression. So we had three temperatures, 31, 34, and 37 degrees Celsius, which is above the hypoxia level and also in a sustainable optimum level, so that we can compare from their optimum level to up above the hypoxia level. So what we observe is that temperature stress regulates genes associated with the metabolism, stress response, and energy allocation, which was HSP70 and HSP90, ghrelin, IGF-1 and 2, and growth hormone in our case. And what we found that the fish could easily survive at 34 degrees Celsius and all the genes were in the optimum level. But if you see the heat map here, you can see that some of the genes were upregulated and some are downregulated. So these molecular changes are important because they directly influence growth, performance, survival, and reproductive capacity. And before we even see visible ecological changes, these results show us that organisms are already responding at the molecular level. And next, when we move from individuals to ecosystems, so in one of our work, which was based on feeding dynamics, we see that it was very critical. In the case of Parna viridis, which is called green mussel in Bangladesh, which is considered as a very good bioindicator. And we looked at how reproductive cycles are linked with feeding availability in the coastal environment, especially in Cox's Bazar. So what becomes clear is that reproduction is not constant. Rather, it is strongly influenced by environmental productivity. So what I mean is that when the plankton bloom occurs in the coastal waters, the bioindicator or green mussel here, using filter feeding accumulated different kinds of fatty acid, like saturated fatty acid, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated fatty acid. And by using histology and GCMS, we found that in body and gonad tissue, different fatty acid act as a key indicator or play a key role to elevate their reproductive performance. And these are strongly regulated by the food availability in the coastal ecosystem, their spawning patterns and their reproductive output also changes. So this shows how environmental variation translates into biological consequences at a larger scale. So ecosystem also processes like food availability act as a bridge between environmental change and species level outcome. So we conclude from here that food availability triggers reproduction, and this also sum up the environmental timing as a key indicator or key factor here. In the next population level, we studied the population of horseshoe crab, which is also a very good bioindicator in our coastal waters. So in population stability level, structure and breeding behavior becomes critical for long-term sustainability or conservation. So in my work with horseshoe crab, especially Carcinoscus rotaricoda, which is also called mangrove horseshoe crab, understanding population distribution was critical in our case, and we try to pinpoint their breeding site as well. So if their breeding grounds are conserved, then we can conserve their population. So initially, we looked at where they are presented in the coastal water of Cox's Bazar and Teknaf. So we found some major grounds where their presence are very much good indeed. But due to poaching and some knowledge gap, or what can I say, we Bangladeshi people are not good at conserving such species when we had their blood is worth millions. So many species were poached. We don't know to where, but working in the field level, I got that experience that this species is in critical condition, and 10 or 15 years ago, their distribution was quite vast, but which is now very narrowed down in some of the places. So we studied their population structure, their morphometric traits, and their blood physiology, and found that the male and female population were in good hand in some of the places. So right now we are pinpointing the breeding grounds so that we can conserve their population. And we also kept some of these crabs in our hatchery facilities in Cox's Bazar, which is called marine fish hatchery of Sibasu. So we are right now optimizing their captive husbandry there so that we can go for captive breeding later. And the final step is translating all this into production system. I have worked on cage culture and hatchery development of several coastal species, including Nona Tengra or Mr. Golio, and Scotophagous argus or chitra fish, and Lattice calcarifer or called as coral mutch, and Lisa parsia or mullet fish. So the goal here is to diversify and reduce pressure on wildlife. However, aquaculture systems cannot be designed in isolation. So they must consider species biology, environmental tolerance, and ecological interaction. Therefore, we try to breed them in different facilities, like in elevated temperature, so that we got some climate change effect on them also, so that the seeds reproduced from this brood also had that ability to survive in higher temperature as well. So if we sum up all this together and connect the systems, if we look at all these levels together, a clear pattern emerges. Molecular responses influence organism performances here in genes, if we talk about the genes, and then ecological process shapes reproduction, population structure determines resilience, and all of this together influence production systems. So if any of these components are ignored, the entire system becomes vulnerable. So integrated understanding is not is essential. So the take-home message from here is that achieving ocean health and a sustainable maritime future requires connecting different levels of fishery sites. From genes to ecosystem to production system, everything is linked. So if we want a resilient coastal system, our research and management approaches also need to be interconnected. So I want to acknowledge some of my supervisors with whom I worked previously in different projects from Chattogram Veterinary and Animal Sciences University and from Bangladesh Agricultural University. So that's all. Thanks for the patience.
Thank you, Mr. Hussain, for your excellent presentation and also sharing your real work on aquaculture, how actually ecology affects the biodiversity, production, and everything. That was very impressive. So thank you. Now our next speaker is Sheikh Fahim Faisal Shoro. He is the lecturer of Department of Oceanography and Hydrography of Bangladesh Maritime University. Sheikh Shourab is a lecturer in oceanography and hydrography at Bangladesh Maritime University and a researcher specializing in coastal ecosystems, water quality, and climate resilience. He has led and contributed to multiple national and international research projects focusing on ocean science, machine learning applications, and environmental monitoring. With extensive experience in publications, teaching, and training, his work centers on sustainable management of marine and coastal resources in Bangladesh. His presentation title is Digital Twin Ocean for Coastal Resilience in Bangladesh, a New Frontier for Sustainable Maritime Futures. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ritika. I'm going to share my screen. Am I audible clearly? Am I audible clearly to you?
Yes, Mr. Shoro, it's very clear.
Thank you. Uh, uh, Welcome to my presentation. DG, BIMRAD, and all the distinguished guests to this Earth Day 2026 and BIMRAD International Webinar. So my presentation topic is about Digital Twin Ocean, or DTO, for coastal resilience in Bangladesh, a new frontier for sustainable maritime futures. I'm here, Sheikh Fahim Faisal Shora from Bangladesh Maritime University, Department of Oceanography and Hydrography. Okay, so I will be talk about why we need digital twin of the ocean and what is it, what is its core component, and how actually it works. Then what is the possible applications for Bangladesh or any other climate vulnerable countries. Then what should be our proposed DTO framework for the Bay of Bengal coastline around along the Bangladesh, and then our challenges. So first of all, the problem that is Bangladesh is a nation on the climate front line. So this is world's most climate vulnerable countries, one of the most vulnerable countries, and uh, we have uh, we have the geography and delta dynamics and also the rising sea level rising. So we have around 710 kilometers of coastline where around 50 million people are at risk of displacement by 2021. So this is not my word, but this is from the sources of IPCC, Annual Report 6, World Bank, or climate related project. So about 80% land area are in our floodplain, which can be drawn with the sea level that around 0.5 to 1 meter of projected sea level rise can be happened in the next century. And then we have 19 coastal districts which are continuously being affected by the severe cyclones every year, and around $1 billion of annual losses we are covering up every year. So this is really a vulnerable situation for us. We have the storm surges. We have super cyclones in last 2 years. We have salinity intrusions. We have uh, sea level rises. And here is a graph that is the projected sea level rise impact by IPCC that around 2050 about 18 or around 17% of Bangladesh land area would be submerged. So why we need DTO for this climate resilience? So DTO is actually a highly accurate living virtual replica of the ocean that is fed by the real-time observation from the satellite sensors and models, and that enables us to interactive the what if scenario. That means what if the rise is 7%? What if the sea level rise is 20%? So this kind of scenario can be testing in this method with the DTO, that is a digital twin of the ocean. So what we can do the real-time monitoring. We can do advanced prediction that is basically the physics-based and AI-driven models that some kind of GLONASS or GLORIAS. So uh, with these simulations, we can actually uh, do a virtual replica of our ocean. So the system definition is mostly the high resolution, multi-dimensional, and virtual representation. So this is quite simple method. Quite simple method means the flowchart may be simple, but in reality we have to work hard with the data. So first of all, we need the input data, that is real-time stream from the satellites like Copernicus or other satellite. Then we need some in situ measurements as well, like from the buoys, from the Argo floats, or something like that. So and again, we need the IoT things and the citizen science integration. All this kind of data will go to the engine. The engine means the physics-based model of currents, wave, biogeochemistry, ice model. All this computing infrastructure will then analyze with the help of machine learning and AI that will cause the reasoning for impact assessment, interactive simulation layer. So this is the latest technological development is talking about the DTO in the even ocean decade, and this is the architecture that is three-layer framework: data input, modeling, and decision support. So first of all, we need the data inputs, as I already said. Where we can get the data? We can get the data already we have available from the satellite. Already we have available from the tide gauges, oceanographic buoys, IoT, coastal sensors, Argo floats, ship-based and aerial surveys. So these kind of data inputs are now available. We available instruments we have. Then we need to develop the AI model. That means we need to be expert on the machine learning models or AI models or LLM, large language models. Then we can have the hydrodynamic model, which is the high resolution like Mike, FBCom, Glorious, and then we can assimilate and continuous modeling updating we can do. For the decision support, we need the list result part of the DTO, that is interactive dashboard, 3D visualization, early warning system, marine spatial planning and governance tools. All these kind of thing can be do at ease with the what if situations with the DTO framework. So I'm talking about this for the Bangladesh coastal resilience, because for Bangladesh's coastal resilience we have much more opportunities. We have cyclone storm surge forecasting. So for this cyclone and storm surge forecasting, many people can be advantaged with this kind of easy going uh, latest architecture development, that is the technological development of DTO architecture. Then we have the Sundarbans ecosystem monitoring. Sundarbans ecosystem is a huge ecosystem of about 10,000 square kilometer, and we cannot go there every day. For this, this is very risky zone for the carbon sequestration, mangrove replanting, and to the area protected. That management activities are really tough there because that is really inaccessible for the whole time to move around the Sundarbans. So only the a replica of that area can solve this problem easily. Then the flood and sea level rise simulation. After every flood, we get the images of the flood after the flood, but that should not be the scenario. We should have analyzed the scenario before the flood, before the sea level rise. So if we have the DTO framework, we have the technology in advance in our hand, we can simulate the floods in every year, or when we should be our less, where should be the high risk zone, all can be simulated in advance. Then the most important, that is fisheries and blue economy planning. One of the most economic activities depends on the blue economy in our country, but we are not managing them properly. Even we have not a proper management of fisheries with the latest technological advancement. So with DTO, we can predict the fish migration, we can predict the harmful algal bloom, we can do different scenarios of marine spatial planning. So every kind of if scenarios can be possible, would be possible with the DTO. So this is really a good opportunity for Bangladesh to uh, do this now and be familiar with it. So how now I'm saying some of the opportunities in details, like early warning system. That is a very good opportunity for us, that early in now in Japan or in Indonesia, we can see that they have really good early warning system. Every people get warned before a cyclone or before a tsunami. So uh, they have the precise surge modeling, they have the digital twin of their environment. So we should have the DTO that can simulate a storm surge, interact with the coastal embankment. Then we can do the real-time tracking with the model data. So suppose we have a anticipated uh, cyclone track, and when the cyclone comes, in real time, we can track with our previous model data, so that we can instantly take decision, instantly we can let people know what is happening, which is the red zone, which is the green zone. So that's why we can also do the what if simulating with the damage assessment. So this is really a good transformation of early warning system. Then we can do some proactive disaster management, like hazard forecasting, storm surge mapping, then cyclone landfall, oil spill, mangrove monitoring, and etc. Then we have proposed a framework. Basically, I have some interpretation and I have some research on this. So my proposed framework is that, first of all, we need the observational network. Then we can, if we completely do this, the observation network in our real Bay of Bengal, then we can do some model development in the next 2 years. Then we can have the proper DTO decision support platform. So this is the challenges: data infrastructure gap, technical capacity, financing, of course, institutional collaboration. We can do that. We have BMD, we have BIMRAD, we have BWDB and Sparso and all the things. we have Bangladesh Maritime University. So with the regional data sharing and equity and local access, if we can solve these kind of small problems, we can definitely have a full DTO network. So way forward recommendation for Bangladesh, that is, we can do our national ocean data policy. We should have an investment in observation network. We should have build a national capacity with the DTO program, especially with the EU's or European Union's DTO program. Then the regional BOB collaboration and climate finance, of course. So this is the smart management system, what we can do with the unlocking sustainable maritime potential, sustainable fisheries, ocean, offshore energy, and maritime logistics. Also, we can have the safe mangrove ecosystem. We can have the safe pollution and habitat trends. So we and finally we can do the integration with Delta Plan 2100. That is the Bangladesh Delta Plan. So this is my alignment with the SDGs at 14 Bangladesh Delta Plan, National Adaptation Plan, the Sendai framework, which is very important for us, and the Paris Agreement. All are aligned with the DTO. So Bangladesh journeys should be started now, and that's I conclude about that Bangladesh have a good opportunity with the DTO, and Bay of Bengal DTO can be co-developed with BIMRAD, Bangladesh Maritime University, national agencies, and regional partners. So thank you very much. If you have a question, I will come here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shoro, for your enlightening presentation on digital twin ocean. That is nowadays a very important topic because most popular advancing, one of the most popular advancing technologies through which we can present the scenario of our ocean very clearly and, of course, very reliably. So thank you for your nice presentation. So finally, I would like to invite Srijan Paul, lecturer, Department of General Education, Southern University, Bangladesh. Srijan Paul is an early career marine science professional and a faculty member at Southern University, Bangladesh. He completed both his master's and undergraduate degrees at the Institute of Marine Science, University of Chattogram, majoring in marine science. His research interests include ocean plastic pollution, the ocean economy, marine environmental management, social ecological system, and interdisciplinary approaches to marine science. He has extensive fieldwork experience in southern Bangladesh across diverse projects and is dedicated to advancing sustainable ocean practices through research and applied expertise. His presentation is titled Blue Carbon as a Valuable Natural Resource, Insights from Bangladesh. Sir, the floor is yours.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
I can't sharing my screen. Okay, I'm facing technical issues to share my screen. Can anyone help?
So you can share in the chat box also. We can play it through our laptop. I think it's working, sir.
Okay. Now, is it okay?
Yet not, the presentation is not there, but it's showing that your presentation is opening. Okay, you can share in the chat box also. We can share through our laptop.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir, it's visible. You can make it full screen.
Okay.
স্যার ওই রেসপন্স দিয়ে কি প্রশ্ন প্রধান আজকে
Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Very good morning, good afternoon, everyone. At the beginning, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the BIMRAD and the organizing team who gave me the opportunity to present myself here. So today my topic is about the blue carbon potentials in Bangladesh. So what is actually the blue carbon? So blue carbon means the carbon that is stored in the coastal and marine ecosystems, such as in the mangrove, the seagrass, and the salt marshes. So in generally, the blue carbon stored in the old ocean and marine ecosystem, and this concept may be distributed in two concepts, like the coastal blue carbon and the deep blue carbon. The coastal blue carbon means the vegetated ecosystem in the estuarine area, and the deep blue carbon means the open ocean system. This makes the blue carbon a crucial nature-based solution for the climate change mitigation. So, as I said earlier, the blue carbon aligns in the three big ecosystem. These are the mangrove, seagrasses, and the salt marshes. So, the how the blue carbon or the carbon functions. Basically, the carbon dioxide captured through the photosynthesis, the carbon stored in the plant via leaves, roots, and stems. And the falling matters, plants matter, sink into the water and sediment. And next, the sediment trapped by the roots, leaves. Slowing decomposition for oxygen limited, carbon is locked away a building layer. If I see the global context blue carbon, that's the mangrove distribution, seagrass distribution, and salt marsh distribution in worldwide. What are the benefit of blue carbon? If we see the main benefit of blue carbon is the climate regulation, but there are several blue carbon benefits like the water quality improvement, pollution regulation, buffering ocean acidification, coastal protection, fisheries and biodiversity, recreational activities, food and energy security, and last one is the the livelihood. So why the Bangladesh context for the blue carbon? As we see the slide here in the left, the Bangladesh is the fourth largest carbon sink storage, and that's why this is very important for Bangladesh, considered as a blue carbon store. And another, there is a large mangrove area in Bangladesh, and in terms of the carbon stored, the mangrove stored faster than the land forest. That's why the blue carbon issue is very crucial for Bangladesh. And what is the status for the blue carbon in Bangladesh? The status is very clear that the mangrove contribute a lot of the blue carbon, and they sink or store a lot of carbon or carbon equivalent here. But the salt marsh and the sea gas are not so proper, but they also store more carbon. And if I see the blue carbon market potential in the coastal and marine ecosystem of Bangladesh, the mangrove uh, play the major role, and the salt marsh and seabed is a unknown or data port. So the in recent government of Bangladesh, they says that there is a market opportunity of blue carbon. The market opportunity for blue carbon is about the carbon credit selling, and they says that the blue carbon or carbon credit can be sold and may earn more than 1 billion per year. So how? There has some terms here like the carbon footprint, carbon neutrality, and carbon market or carbon tax. I'm not going to explore these terms here, but it is true that there is still a market opportunity of blue carbon as well as the carbon credit and carbon economy. So this is aligned to the blue economy also, because the blue carbon economy is the emerging sector for the blue economy. So for selling the carbon credit or blue carbon in worldwide, so there has a several challenge, like that there is a limited technical capacity for the measurement, reporting, and verification, like the AMRB system. There is a weak or absent regulatory framework, institutional gap, and the limited capacity development, limited private sector participation, market volatility, and the integrity risks, the financing constraint. But what are the major challenges for the blue carbon? That is the data gap, research gap, and the knowledge gap. There are the biggest barrier to the entering the global carbon market. So for the uh, uh, for the solve this problem, we need to estimate the blue carbon stock. So these are the method that we can estimate our blue carbon stock by soil carbon estimation, biomass estimation, allometric modeling, remote sensing, NJS, and last one is the integrated model. So these are the way forward. Then that we need to work for the immediate action, like the establish the MRB system, align with intergovernmental panel to the climate change, and the national blue carbon baseline, policy integration, and institutional alignment, launch a pilot project. So BIMRAD can contribute here, like they can play a crucial role for the blue carbon immediate actions. And these are the long-term blue carbon initiative that maybe the state and research and data systems, unlock climate finance and market, community-centered governance, scale restoration, and blue economy. So this is all about the blue carbon potential for Bangladesh. The blue carbon represented a powerful but the underutilized natural resource for Bangladesh because it is yet to explore. However, addressing the data gap, research and governance is critical. With the right policies, scientific investment, and community engagement, Bangladesh can transform its blue carbon potential into a a cornerstone of its climate and blue economy strategy. That's all about for me, and I am looking forward to the question and discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Season, for your nice presentation, especially on blue carbon, which is now really an emerging issue. And thank you for maintaining and keeping our timeline properly. Thanks a lot. So we are very close to the interactive session. And if I sum up briefly today's speaker session, it was a rich and interconnected exploration of ocean and maritime sustainability. From source to sink, we gained a specific understanding of how ocean circulation governs pollution dispersion and why this knowledge is essential for building a sustainable ocean ecosystem. Moving into fisheries, the discussion on what truly defines good fisheries management that emphasized the critical balance between governance, socioeconomic realities, and the resilience of coastal livelihoods. The focus then shifted to the marine sector, where decarbonizing maritime transport through green shipping highlighted the urgent need for environmentally responsible practices in global shipping system. Finally, the concept of a digital twin ocean introduced an innovative technology-driven approach, demonstrating how data modeling and machine learning can strengthen coastal resilience, and also how those technology can support sustainable maritime future, particularly for countries like Bangladesh. And also, we came to know about blue carbon. So together, this discussion underlines a common message: achieving sustainability in the ocean space requires an integrated approach that combines science, policy, technology, and community management. So thank you all once again. We will now move into interactive question and answer session. So before that, some guidelines are there. If you have a question, please raise your hand or write it in the chat box. Kindly mention your name and organization before asking your question. And as we are short on time, please keep your questions brief and specific. After asking question, please keep yourself muted. So thank you. The floor is yours. You can raise your hand for any questions to any speakers. So it's your time.
Yeah, so no one is going, so I'm asking the first question. My question to Dr. Azam Chowdhury, sir. He presented very well about how pollution is a major threat for developing countries. So I just want to just add one question. So you emphasized on the pollution comes from the river streams. So and also you quantified. So I just want to know there are regulatory framework which is governed to manage the pollution which is inculcated in the riverine system, everything. So what is the implementation or monitoring level of this pollution? As you agree, So now the large chunk of pollution, the industrial waste all flows through only the major source become a kind of riverine part of it. So what is the monitoring and implementation level? How much the governance happens? What is the the escape mechanism? Yeah.
Thank you, Belumani, for your question. I saw you you did a great job. Your presentation was excellent as well. Yeah, so you know that Bangladesh is we are a lower country, like next to the sea. So you are in our north part. So, and most of the river connected with India, and some of originated from China even, right? So for the pollution, actually most of the pollution is coming through the river and drain and into the sea. So for such type of pollution monitoring, obviously we need some awareness and some regional connectivity. That is very important. And most importantly, we don't have that much of treatment plan from the industry, from the point source. There are some point sources and some non-point sources. So at least for the point sources, obviously we need some investment to use. For example, I see Elina Khan, she presented about green shipping and something like this. So there are some pollution from the ship-based things as well. So for that reason, actually, there are so many treaty, so many policies, but we are not implementing the things. That is my observation. And obviously, for pollution monitoring, we need some regional cooperation, because pollution is not like for is stay in one country. Is obviously even it's go to the global ocean. That is my answer. And so I missed maybe something. If I missed something, please.
Exactly, sir. Actually, the regional cooperation is the key. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Since people are a little bashful about asking questions, so let me also learn, as I have been learning for last 1 hour plus. My question goes to Dr. Anila Khan. Anila, I was wondering, listening to your presentation, that for the MARPOL, Pakistan has ratified all the 5 annexes, with the exception of Annex 6, the air part of the pollution from the shipping. I'm interested to know what is the wisdom behind it, not to ratify.
Basically, it's you cannot say that it's not the wisdom behind not doing it. I think so that the people and especially the ministry is actually not taking crucial steps for ratifying it. We as NEMA, we have like written various reports. We have written the reports to Ministry of Climate Change as well, and one of my colleague has also participated last year. She participated in COP, where she presented the whole idea from the Ministry of Climate Change as well. But still, there is some delay on the part of ministries. So that is basically the main reason.
Thank you so very much, Anila. I can see in the chat box there's a question from Fasiha regarding the cooperation of the South Asian states as regards to the ecosystem protection. So I think the distinguished speakers, you can just speak a half a minute or a minute. How do you think, or do you agree to Dr. Fasiha's position that the South Asian countries should come together as regards to protection of the ecosystem, and as such, the fragmented governance or political differences could be bridged, perhaps. So you can, Anila can start, and then Dr. Chaudhary, Dr. Velumnai, you also can put your points. Thank you. I'm just helping moderate a little out, so thanks.
I would like to add up that this is something I have included in my presentation as well, because Bangladesh, mashallah, is a part of Green Voyage now. So I think so there should be knowledge sharing and capacity building between the two countries for this air pollution from the ships. And obviously there should be like clean green corridors, as there is trade between Pakistan and Bangladesh and to other Gulf countries as well. So I think so we should develop our own green corridors and work towards it.
May I add something with that? Yeah. Obviously, in the first question as well, I said for the pollution control. So, for example, you want to establish proper marine ecosystem protection. So this protection is considering the pollution, considering the marine protected areas, ecological critical areas, and biodiversity conservation, biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction even. So this is a kind of regional cooperation is very important. So we have some regional bodies, SARC, BIMSTEC, IORA, and some other bodies even. We can form new bodies. So there is no doubt for the fragmented governance, we need some regional cooperation, effective cooperation. That's all. Thank you.
I just want to add Azam sir comment. So he rightly pointed out there are institutions. So if you look at these southern states, the most of the governance oriented or even livelihood, it became a kind of pilot moded project. Even BOBP executing the Bay of Bengal large marine ecosystem. So it is a 5-year project. We had a Bay of Bengal large marine ecosystem first phase. It is a preliminary phase. The second phase is BOBP executing. So example, many of the initiative comes as a project mode and it go away. So the institutes like BIMSTEC, its biggest statutory body, it governs all the southern state cooperation, everything. So anything we need to have a concrete, some kind of the southern cooperation, you need to bring it through that kind of institution. It stays a longer period. It ensures something can be implemented in the ground level. So I look at it this perspective. There are institutions which is kind of helping the southern states for cooperation. So any intervention you should come through this via these institutions that bring visible outputs. Yeah.
So even moderator can be curious sometimes, right? So there is a question from my side to Dr. Velumani. So Velumani, am I audible to you? I think there is a network glitch.
Hello.
Yes, Velumani, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yes.
Okay,
Please.
okay. So actually, I have a query or question, whatever you say. So BOBPIU is a regional organization that is working on like Bangladesh, India, Maldives, and Sri Lanka. So we came to know about good governance for the ocean. That means good fisheries management for the oceans, and you included that community policy. Everything should be there in a line to manage the ocean properly. So actually for this region, South Asian part of the region, how you are taking steps for the good fisheries management from your side, like from BOBPIGO?
Yeah, thank you so much. So, some of the programs now BOBP implementing the key policies, the many of the key policies developed by FAO. It is for global governance where individual state can kind of enroll and obtain and can kind of implement. For example, currently BOBP helping the member country for developing the national plan of action for IUU fishing, and also we have a secretariat for regional plan of action for IUU fishing. Now we've been shaped to helping nation to adopt this RPOA IUU, and also some of the state have, for example, Bangladesh have a NPOA IUU. Similarly, Sri Lanka they to develop. So helping member countries to increase the capacity building to develop and to modify these instruments, that is the one key for implementing. Another one important thing also, BOBP helping member countries for national plan of action for small scale fisheries. It is a very important instrument. We had our small scale fisheries instruments in 2015. Very long time, nothing has happened. So now at present, BOBP helping member country to come out with a very comprehensive national plan of action, SSF, that is a small scale fisheries. And also EAFM being a one important component, this ecosystem approach to fisheries management. It look at kind of holistic. You need not to look fisheries as a single aspect. You need to look at as a ecosystem. There are n number of players who contribute to the development of fisheries. So now BOBP trying to push this center for EAFM in all the BOBP member countries. In India, we kind of created a center in Central Institute of Marine Research Institute. It is a national institute in India. Similarly, we are looking to create in the other member countries also to promote EAFM approach in the 4 countries, kind of building capacity and also the whatever the sustainable management. So BOBP taking many interventions to push this implementing the governance level in the countries, and also we have a lot of capacity building workshops we invite countries to build a capacity. So that's how, yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Velamani. I got it clearly. Okay. So as we are nearing the end of our session, so we'll take just one final questions. After that, we'll close the interactive session. So we'll take the last question only.
I have a question to Srijan Pal, not actually a question, it's a request. You mentioned that blue carbon and blue credit is great potential natural resource for Bangladesh, and also mentioned that BIMRAD can play a crucial role on this issue. Can you please specify the role or your recommendation for BIMRAD, how we can work for blue carbon, or how we can earn carbon credit? Can you please specify the recommendation?
So thank you, Tuli, for your question. So I said, am I audible? Am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So thank you for your question. So I said that the BIMRAD can play a leadership role, like that they can uh, start a baseline survey that the blue carbon inventory in Bangladesh, how much blue carbon are stored in the Bangladesh. So BIMRAD can a leadership role that they can start the project like the inventory survey in overall Bangladesh or the southern Bangladesh, how much blue carbon are stored here, the quantity actually. So these are the BIMRAD can play role as a leadership role here.
Thank you, Srijan.
Thank you everyone for your active participation, and thank you once again for your valuable questions and interactive engagement. Now I would like to hand over the microphone to our Master of Ceremony, Ms. Thuli Akhtar, Resource Officer, to continue with the next segment of the program.
Thank you very much, Kritika ma'am, for your excellent moderation and for conducting this session so effectively and smoothly. Your insightful guidance made the discussion session truly engaging and productive. We sincerely appreciate your valuable contribution to today's webinar. Dear participant, we are now approaching the conclusion of today's webinar. I would like to invite Commodore Syed Misbauddin Ahmed, Director General BIMRAD, to deliver the vote of thanks and summing up. Sir.
Alhamdulillah, assalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Superb, excellent, wonderful. We have heard a series of professionally rewarding presentations, and I personally believe that I am the most enlightened one now, because I was very passionate listening to each individual presentations very attentively. And as such, thank you so very much, distinguished speakers. And most of you I personally know, and I salute your wisdom and your knowledge in your respective fields. Let me start with the last question or clarification as asked by Ms. Thuli Akhtar to our colleague, Srijan Paul. Back in December 2024, BIMRAD published PAL magazine. The theme was the future of blue carbon resources. So BIMRAD is making, little bit of contributions in order to enlighten our policymakers, which is very important. So we are trying, and for the contribution. Thank you very much for the bringing out that particular question. As we come to the fag end of the webinar today, on the title Earth Day 2026, Protecting Ocean Health for a Sustainable Maritime Future. And I personally feel it's both my privilege and responsibility as the organizing entity of BIMRAD to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and just to say a couple of few words as my personal reflections. And I shall begin with the first presenter, my good old friend, Dr. Azam Chaudhary, and with a compelling exploration of how ocean circulation governs the journey of pollutants from their sources to their eventual sinks, reminding us that the ocean is not an isolated entity, which we often tend to forget, but it's a dynamic, interconnected system which actually reflects our actions. And very rightly, the speaker emphasized the understanding or the necessity of understanding this process as a foundation for sustainability. And the lecture was really very thought-provoking. Coming to my friend from India, Dr. Velumani, you guided us with essential principles which defines truly the efficient management of fisheries. Actually, we, particularly in Bangladesh, we really lack tremendously. And as such, your discussion really highlighted the sustainability, which is not merely a policy choice, but we need to balance between ecology or ecological integrity, economic viability, also our social collective responsibility. Thank you so very much for that. Third was my, again, good old friend, Dr. Anila Khan from Pakistan. And she really actually did draw our attention towards decarbonizing the maritime transportation, which is actually talk of every day now in the international media, particularly the maritime organizations and the transportations, not only hubs, but all the transportations, I mean, overall the very cycle from the ports, from the shipping, from the ministries, even the entire logistic supply chains. At least thanks to the people that they're talking, and thanks to the doctor for bringing it into light. The vision of green shipping must be considered as a pillar of sustainable maritime development, which is very rightly underscored by her transformative um, innovation or innovating roles and the way she presented how to reduce the environmental footprint, as well as importantly, uh, reducing the environmental footprint while maintaining the global connectivity, which is very important because we are a global village and we have to weigh between the green shipping or the pollution vis-a-vis the transportation of goods and actually maintenance of lives in our individual countries. Of course, also the prosperity of individual industries for which we need the raw materials, even for our final product, and then to, import it. So we need export and import both, and there we need the shipping. And green shipping is actually ripe as a topic. Then we listen to Mr. Naim Hussain, a young man with very good, knowledge anchored in marine fisheries and aquaculture. And really, he could also bring in some practical grow-out systems. The holistic perspective emphasized that science, when applied across the full spectrum, can significantly enhance ocean health and food security. So it was very good, and I thank Mr. Naim Hussain for bringing in such a wonderful topic for us to listen from you. The concept of digital twin ocean, to me, it was really something new, and I was really very interested because we have been exposed to simulating centers for many years. Even from my teenage, when I joined the Navy and I was doing training, there are lots of simulation as regards to the underwater weapons, everwater weapons, because my background is also a Navy officer. Even for 30, 40 years back, we are exposed to many systems. But then those systems actually depicting the real world scenario, and it is definitely with the improvement of the technology and in connections with the sustainability, I think the idea of creating these visual replicas, especially for depicting the coastal systems to predict, plan, and protect, not just innovations. It is essentially building a resilience in a changing, chaotic, and climatic world that we live in. Lastly, the discussion on carbon by another of my old buddies, Srijan Paul, reminded us of immense value which could be added. And as I have mentioned, that BIMRAD had been working on that carbon sequestration, carbon resources, and so on and so forth. Thank you so very much for bringing in, and we shall continue in support of all of you and your organization so that we can move forward. I want to also take this privilege to thank our moderator for guiding the individual presenters as well as the total session very seamlessly, and also encouraging a very engaging discussions. To the audience presence through our Facebook and other outlets, there were modest participation, which enriched the event, and I want to really thank for their interest. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of today's program resonates deeply with both contemporary science and timeless wisdom. Now, after listening to each one of your presentations, whether we have become wiser, that would depend on our individual takeaway. But I personally feel it was very rewarding for me as an individual, and I'm sure you would agree with me that really we all were benefited out of this actually discourses. Now, finally, I want to say that our collective efforts needs to continue to protect and preserve the health of our planet Earth, which should have been named actually ocean for generations to come. And my parting wording shall be that we need to be united despite our political differences of our individual governments. And when I say we, I emphatically mean the academics, the researchers, the scientists. We need to come together to strive together to save our planet, bridging those political gaps and scientific gaps and technological gaps so that we keep engaging with each other and learn from each other's knowledge, wisdom, and that could be the best bridge among our nations. And that could actually give an impetus for the prosperity of our future generations, our children, our grandchildren. And then only, I think, we'll be really reaping the actual benefit out of such webinar. Thank you so very much, each one of you individually. Convey my best regards to your institutions. And also, I want to take this forum as a privilege to thank the team BIMRAD for arranging and organizing a timely webinar. Thank you once again. Stay tuned. Stay kicking in your life. And most importantly, stay healthy. Fi amanillah. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
for your valuable remarks. Azim sir will want to say something, right?
No, I said thanks to our honorable DZ of BIMRAD. Thank you.
Not heard.
Thank you so much, everyone.
May I now kindly request all participants to turn on their video camera and look at the screen. We will take the group photograph, please. And to my technical team, if the photograph is completed, please say write yes in chat box. Thank you. With that, we may now process to the concluding session. Distinguished participant, with this, we came to the end of today's webinar. On behalf of BIMRAD, I extend sincere thanks to all speakers, moderator, and participants for their valuable time and contributions. Let us continue working together towards protecting our oceans for a sustainable future. Thank you all again for joining us. Stay safe and have a wonderful day. Assalamu alaikum.